Hey, and I am back with another Stretch the Sketch video for today. We have it once a month. This is the sketch that we are going to try to create. And every third Sunday, we create one of these Stretch the Sketches. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be coloring these alphas that are just the Simple Stories wood grain, super thin ones, with Poppy Parade blendable marker. That's the closest red that I had. And then I have some more Stardust butter. I don't know how to say marcassette. It's a black, silver, gold. And then I also have Dilution's black marble. I have a little bit of frames that were left over again from a project that I did in April, maybe? I'm not sure. A while ago. So leftover frames. I have a couple more die cut pieces that I pulled out from various places and stamps and things. I have a little bit of washi. I think it was a Stampin' Up! Roll. I don't remember. And then I have these stickers and die cuts that are just from the COVID-19 collection. Not really sure exactly what I'm going to be using, but this is my last photo that I have for the COVID that happened here in my town. And then this is the last little bit of paper that I also have left over from the kit that I purchased to document my COVID experience. I thought it was really cool how how different everybody's experience really was. So I thought it would be cool. I keep saying I thought. I apologize, you guys. But I really liked the idea of documenting how different it was in everybody's area, in all honesty. Okay, so my paper is not exactly 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 8.5 that I needed. So what I was going to do was put the back side, the blue polka dot, on the top and the bottom. Then I changed my marbles and thought, there I go again, and realized that I needed some sort of mixed media horizontal element, and I didn't want to just do a splatter, especially when I really wanted to use this striped paper. I didn't think that a watercolor or the packaging technique or anything like that would look really good on this paper. So instead, I had this black scrap hanging out on my desk from a layout a couple days ago, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to use that as my shelf for the mixed media. So instead of just a little bit peeking out over on the right and a little bit peeking out over on the left, I'm going to have it go all the way across. And what I'm going to do is, measure out 8.5, because this is just an 8.5 by 8.5. It was when we started doing temperature checks at work. And so before you were allowed in the building, you come in and you got your temperature checked at this little entrance. I don't know what to call it. Foyer? I don't know. Vestibule? I'm not sure. It's an entrance before you actually were allowed in the building. And a gal sat there, sometimes two, depending on how busy the building got. And they sat there and they took your temperature. If you were within range, you got to go to work. If not, you were sent home. And that was like the first sign in our town of whether or not you were coming down with something. And so that's basically it. If your temperature was at 100, then they made you wait a little bit because you could have came out of your warm car or anything like that. So they made you wait a little bit, and then after that, excuse me, they took it again, and if you were under 100, then you got to go to work. And so then they started giving us daily tickets, and so everybody kept the daily tickets. In fact, I have a big old baggie of them, and I was actually going to use them for this layout until I got this collection. And I really liked the color combination on this collection. And I guess I could go and get some of the tickets and include them in later. That would be not a big deal at all. So I might do that. I might add the tickets in, because I did save a few red ones. I saved red, white, and I believe pink. And then there was other obnoxious colors. But anywho, and it was just to show you that they changed it by the day, to show you that you got your ticket, and then somebody would walk around and make sure that you got your temperature checked, especially if you logged in before a specific amount of time. I was there at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I always got checked to make sure that I had my silly little ticket. So anywho, I took that Stardust butter, marcasite, and rubbed it in between my crack. That does not sound good. I apologize, you guys. That I was creating to change the color of black, but I left a little bit of the black going on. And so that way I just have this really cool looking effect going through the center of my layout. And then because I only have one photo instead of four, I decided to use my frames to make up the stacked photos. And so I thought, okay, this is going to be perfect. I have a photo, a frame down at the bottom, a photo in the center, and two more frames up at the top. It looks exactly like, the sketch going on here. So I basically just, like I always do, you guys, I take from a sketch what I want, what is appealing to me and what is it that I like. Like I said, the mixed media with the paper that I wanted to use just wasn't happening here. And so the only thing I changed up was that portion. I used in the sketch, which is really hard to see, is a striped, looks like a piece of washi tape. And so I took that, and that's when I brought in my washi tape, and I put it right across the mixed media, just like what is in the sketch. And then I added another piece. It's actually a ruler to represent, a measurement of some sort, because that's what we're doing, is we're taking measurements. And I had the rest of this COVID-19 die cut that I used the actual germ part of it on another layout. And I thought, you know what, this is perfect. I'm going to use it. It's all my last stuff. I don't really know what to do with all the rest of the elements. I don't have any other photos or any other documentation. And so I just really wanted to pack this layout with as many things as I could without feeling wasteful. Now, some of the stickers in this collection, I have them sitting right here. The quarantine video chat, well, because our company is so large, we've always done video chats. I do have a video chat. I do have my kids sitting down and doing classes online, but I don't know if that does it. The panic buying, we saw for probably about, I don't know, a month. And then our stores changed tactics and actually, put regulations down and things like that, which helped with the panic buying and helped assure the people that the stuff's not going anywhere. We're going to get it. And so I really liked that. So I didn't need to document the panic buying because we handled it. I believe in, a controlled manner. I'm not really sure if that's the correct way to say it. And then, of course, the hand sanitizer. Yeah, we had that everywhere. On every desk, on every flat surface, the hand sanitizer was all over the place. The toilet paper crisis, we never really did. What happened is in our town is our stores heard about it in the smaller towns, and so they took it off the shelf, and you had to ask for toilet paper. And so they kept it in the back instead of somebody going through and purchasing, all of it. They just kept it in the back, and you just asked, hey, I need to purchase toilet paper today. It's like purchasing cigarettes, I would like to buy this brand of cigarettes. That it's the same thing. And that's exactly what we did to make sure that we had enough to go around for everyone, and all that stuff. The travel ban, like I said, it really didn't affect us because we were at work anyways. So it wasn't, and school, homeschool I could probably use. And then the empty shelves. The only empty shelf that we really, really saw, and actually, to be honest, a couple empty shelves, we really saw the frozen food aisle go down, which my frozen food doesn't feed my family at all. I cannot purchase frozen food. But yeah, that emptied out a lot. And then, of course, like I said, the company taking the toilet paper off the shelves on purpose. And so I don't know, you guys. I love how everybody handled this completely differently. I love all the different documentations, all the different things, hearing how my friends over in California had to do it, and all that stuff. And it was just different. And I enjoyed listening to that. But for my documentation and what I have photos for, it's a totally different story. It's just crazy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. how different all of our experiences really were. All right, so to finish off my layout, I have almost 2 titles. I have Corona Life and then Temp Check, because that became our life for quite a while. And all that good stuff. And then I decided to contain everything by just drawing a bunch of lines and then some squiggles to make it look like they're, I don't know, stitches or purposely wonky, things like that. And then I did do just a little bit of splatter because that's what I do when I like using a bunch of elements. The splatter helps make it look like you purposely made a messy layout, even though I strategically put everything in place and all that stuff. It just seems like the splatters help fill in those gaps that we're missing. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Stretch the Sketch. I do have to say that this is one of my favorite videos to do for every month, So anyways, thank you and have a great day. See ya.